And it's a bigger lag because I didn't hit the button again. So it's an even bigger lag for you, Robin. We are live again. Welcome to Arbortech's Global Maker Fest. This is day 2. Hope everybody enjoyed all the other people that were streaming too. I see before our stream even started, I want to just say that I have not lost faith in humanity. We already had 2 dislikes, which, you know, I mean, you guys are still out there and I love you. I love you for just being you. All right. Um, let's do like quick thing because I want to finish the box today. And so we'll do like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of Q&A and then we can start working on it. And if you have any questions along the way, I can stop and answer them. But I just kind of wanted to get the box done before we got done with it. Big thank you again to Arbortech for putting this on. I've been watching everybody else's stuff and it's a lot of fun. Matt was on before, a lot of great information he has had to offer there. I really enjoyed that. And then when we're done, Michael is up again. Michael is right up in our neck of the woods, Seattle, not too far away. But hope you enjoyed all the stuff that has gone on today. What we're doing is I think Paul's wrapping it up again. Paul has had like 45 sessions over the weekend. He's pretty much monopolized the whole thing. And if Paul comes on, tell me please, because I have brainstorm that is it's just pure genius. Well, I don't know about that, but it's a good idea. So let me know if he comes on. I do we have any questions out there before we get started on the lidded box? I want to say hi to everybody. Thanks for coming and stopping by. Thank you, John. Yeah, I love the OBS. It's awesome. It works great. Maybe if you guys do this again, maybe you could just scale back on Jackman. It's been pretty much just a Jackman weekend. I'm just kidding. I love Paul. Anyway, it was awesome. Paul and Pat were on this morning. That was a lot of fun. They're just goofing around watching some of their older videos and going back over those cool stuff. But do let me know, Robin, if Pat comes on. If you weren't here yesterday, so we used to do live streams a long time ago, all the time. So I have a couple cameras set up here. Robin is actually on the phone with me. So she's the one that's relaying the questions. That's how I can be turning and answer questions at the same time. I do have one thing before we get started. Does anybody know where ISO Tunes is from? Because when you turn these things on, the gal on there is either British or Australian. And I really don't want her to start saying like aluminum or anything. I want her to say proper English, not aluminium. It's a British gal. Is it a British company or Australian company? Let me know. Oh, oh man. I hope everything's going fine. Are you all right, Sandy? Oh man, that sucks. But hopefully this will be a fun break from that. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, it's the whole isolation thing. I'm not sure what you're going through, but it's yeah, just hitting everybody hard. And but we will get through this. So everybody do what you're supposed to do and stay home so we can get back to normal as soon as possible. All right, that's my plug there. Um, a bunch of companies are teamed up with Arbortech. We'll have the link in the chat there where you can go to Arbortech's website and there's a bunch of discounts and things going on. Arbortech has a bunch of stuff on sale, so go to check that out. And then there's some other companies that have teamed up with them too, are doing some great deals on different things. All right. Well, I tell you how to wood waterproof. So there's a couple different ways to waterproof things. There's a couple of finishes. There's like a salad bowl oil. It's made by General Finishes, and it does a really nice job. You put it on salad bowls, but it's not like waterproof. Like you don't want to, you just want to rinse it out in the sink. You don't want to, run it through the dishwasher or anything. You could always use epoxy. It's food safe after it cures. Don't quote me on that, but after it cures, it's fine. But still, again, you can't run it through the dishwasher. But you can drink out of it and, have a bowl of Captain Crunch or something out of it, and you'll be fine. Um, yeah, it's just there's probably some other finishes out there. I'm just not you know real familiar with it. I make a lot of wooden sinks, and I use epoxy on those, and I use a couple of coats of epoxy to waterproof those. There's you can actually use different, spray on like an acrylic finish on, or not acrylic, lacquer finish on it, not a lacquer. What am I thinking of? Why can't I think of a polyurethane finish on it? But you want to put on several coats of that to get it to be waterproof. Especially on something like a sink, you definitely want to make sure that that's waterproof because it's going to have a little bit of standing water in it sometimes. So you definitely want to seal it up. But wood tends to move a little bit too. Hi, Heidi. Were you telling me to say hi, or are you saying hi? So yeah, Robin's on the phone. She's running things through me. So if I have that puzzled look on my face, it's because she's talking to me while at the same time I'm trying to talk, and I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. It's just natural. I mean, Izzy. It's just, I don't know. I took a lot of classes from Jackman. He just has that aura about him. So I've been studying Paul for a long time. How you doing, brother? Oh, I hope everything's healing up good. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started so we can get this done, and if you have any questions about anything or what I'm working on, just let me know, and I can answer them as we're going. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you this real quick. This is what I'm going to sand the inside of the lid with this. Had some questions yesterday about what the material or the liquid I sand with is, and that's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera, put it in a little tub, and then show you how I sand it and why I do it that way. But let me get the camera moved real quick. Am I going to texture it? No, not this one. I'm just going to kind of do it just like a basic box. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna texture it. All right. So I have a little Tupperware tub here, and the reason I'm just pouring it into that is because it's nice and stable on the bed lathe, and yeah, I'm not gonna knock it over and spill it all over the place. And it's a little easier to get out of. So have this on here. It's myrtle wood. I cleaned out the lid yesterday, put the recess in it for the tenon that will be on the base, and you want to sand and finish that before you part it off and move on to the next one. So this oil, can we see that? I just poured a little bit in the tub. Just dip your sandpaper in it. Turn the lathe speed down so it doesn't splatter all over the place. And that what I was talking about yesterday too was you could see I put a little bit on there, and I keep dipping it in there because if you don't want it to dry out. So, and what I do is just run through all the grits like that, just like that. I'm not gonna run through all of them, but I run all the way up to 600 with that. Just get that little lip there. We're going to go ahead and maybe turn a little bit more of this once we get it flipped around so you don't have to sand the whole outside of it. But yeah, just like that. And then take paper towels, wipe it out. The walnut oil, unlike the other stuff, this stuff actually cures. So this is a food safe product too. It's not going to waterproof anything, but it's a food safe. So just put it on there. Some of the other ones out there don't cure, so this is a nice one. It actually dries. When I first started turning, I used to use mineral oil and paste wax, and it took forever to dry out because mineral oil really doesn't cure, but it would soak into the wood enough to where it wouldn't leave oil on your hands after a while. Am I using a barometer? You know what? This is going to be one of those moments, and maybe listen. I got kicked out of high school in the 11th grade. What do you mean a barometer? Barometer for what? That I'm not sure. Like to measure the wood moisture? I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, I'm using Arbortech sandpaper. Yep. Yeah, use a mesh sandpaper. It works much better if you're going to sand with oil on it. No, it's not an issue for nut allergies because it cures and it's boiled, which takes um, all the oil out of it, I guess, that's bad. So if you go on that stuff right there, if you go on Doctor's, what is it? It's Doctor's Wood Shop. If you go on his website, you can read all about that. So it's not if you have nut allergies, it won't affect you. There, and he has all that on his website. There's some process they use to sterilize it or something. All right, let me go ahead and part this off, and then we'll start working on the base of it there. Everything good? The camera's all good? Yeah, yeah. Nope. The longest time I've ever spent on a project, I don't know, probably on a lathe project, probably a week. Probably not a full week, but pretty close. I've done some projects where there were a lot of small pieces to go together to make it into something. So it was a lot of turning little bits. But most of the time they don't take that long. Just a day or two. It kind of depends on what the project is too. So like something like a lidded box, depending on what you're doing with them, but if it was a lidded box just like this, it would take me a little over an hour to make. If I was just doing it and wasn't trying to film it or anything. So you could see, and I would normally run up to a lot higher grit than that. That's just 240 there, I think. I would run up to 600, but it puts a nice finish on it, and you're sanding at the same time, and it eliminates all the sanding dust. All right, we're going to stick this back on here, or actually make the tenon and stick it back on there. It's this one, I'm not sure if you could see that. It has a chip in it. So I'm going to have to bring it down a little smaller than I was planning on yesterday. There's a chunk. OJ, shouldn't you be at work or something? Yes, I cut myself on the scroll saw. The small scroll saws are, whatever. I'm not going to pick on the scroll saw because I'm sure there's a lot of scrollers out there. I'm just kidding. There aren't any scrollers out there. But I did cut my finger on it. I was making keychains out of the paint, and they're little teeny pieces, and I cut my finger on it, and now I have to hear about that for years. All right, let's go ahead and use the little calipers here. I get picked on about that more than anything. Okay, we're gonna these calipers. Then we can do that. So what got me started in woodturning? I've been woodworking most of my life. My grandpa got me started in that when I was old enough to walk. He had me out in the shop. He was a woodworker. And I really didn't do hardly any wood turning until I did a little bit in high school, just kind of messing around, But I went down to a friend's house, and he had a lathe, and he had just turned this oak and walnut clock. And I don't know, I have no idea. It was just a simple oak and walnut, a piece of oak and a piece of walnut laminated together, and I have no idea what it was, but I just saw that and I thought, I want to do that. And I went home, tried to make a lathe out of an old motor, ended up buying one out of the newspaper, and I have been turning ever since. So I don't know what it was. Oh, thank you very much, Fred. Yes, that stuff is awesome, and he has some polishing stuff too, so it works fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, OJ. I will take the scroll saw abuse. Oh. Can you give Dale back that? Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing with the whole quarantine thing? Everybody hanging in there and doing well? Oh, yeah, it's there's a lot of maker spaces around and things like that. Maybe hook up with one of them as far as getting into the lathe. I did a Kadama one a long time ago. I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what they were, and I tried to just make one looking at pictures, but yeah, and then somebody sent me all the measurements, and I actually made one that looked like a Kadama, but it was a fun project. Do I have a video for waterproofing for like a fountain? No, I don't, but if you're going to do a fountain, I would use I would just use epoxy on it. That's going to be your best bet. It will completely seal it. Oh, I didn't hear that one. Did I ever use what? Tormac. No, I haven't. I haven't used it. Used one of them. It's a sharpening system. But no, I haven't used it. I have the one the Kodiak one from Woodturner's Wonders, and they work great. They have jigs, but I think the Tormac one has a jig set up for doing like bowl gouges and things like that. All right, so I just made the tenon here. It's a little tight. I always try and make them a little bit tight because of wood movement. Because right now you're stressing the wood up, you're heating it up, and it gets all stressed, and it'll move a little bit, even though this is a piece of dry wood. So, okay, why is Robin just laughing hysterically? I have cut my finger on a sander too. 80 grit will slice you faster than a scroll saw. So it's just a compression fit there, like jam chuck. So just go nice and easy. If you make the tenon a little bit, little long, it gives it a lot more material. And if it does come off, you can always, and I've done it many a times, if it starts to loosen up on you, do this. Or if it's loose before you even start turning, or not that tight, all you take is take a piece of plumber or painter's tape and wrap it around it like that, and then that'll help hold it on if it's a little bit loose. And it's there you go. Heidi, that is right. That would be a great t-shirt. All right. So, hey Rob, how you doing, brother? How's Canada doing? Pardon me? Oh, what kind of wood? I am turning myrtle wood. This is, we live here in Oregon. This is a native wood. It only grows down on the Oregon coast. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this up real quick and turn lathe speed down. I usually run it around, I don't know, 200-300 or something. Maybe not even that fast. I try and keep it pretty slow. And same thing on this. I would run through all the grits, finish the whole lid, just like this. Put the oil on it. Well, that's good. You guys need to stay in lockdown. Just be glad you're not in lockdown with Pat. Myrtle wood. It is a wood that just grows down on the Oregon coast around Bandon, kind of like, maybe like Coos Bay south a little bit. They do have a wood that's similar over in Israel, but it's not the same. But they do have a wood over there. It is everywhere down there, but it's the only place it grows. It's weird. You go down there and there's huge trees, 10 feet around, and you drive 70, 80 miles in any direction, you can't find it. So, yeah, it's some of it is just beautiful. It's a hardwood, so this one's got a little bit of character with it. Some of it's kind of a yellowish green color, and I'm not a big fan of it. This one's a nice piece. I got this not too long ago, but yeah, and that way you just use that tenon to finish the lid, and that's all. If I would have ran through all the grits, and you would have been completely done with the lid and moved on to the next step. So I was talking yesterday too about a quick way to hollow these things out. You can do it with the lid too. I just hand turned it yesterday, but hang on one sec. I actually have to move the camera for just a second so I can get the tailstock back up. But how's that? There we go. All right. So let's take this off of here real quick and put on the Jacob's chuck. Pop that out. Put Jacob's chuck in there with a Forstner bit on it. So the other Forstner bit that is actually the right size is dull, so I didn't want to run that on a live stream. Oh, you know what? Hang on one sec. I have to go get some paper towels. I should have known better. No, I have a roll in here. I should have known better because I go through paper towels like crazy. And I should have bought stock in it years ago because I go through so many, and Now we would be billionaires today. All right. There we go. So when you're using the Jacobs chuck, what this will do will set your depth for you and clean out a lot of the material. If you go a little bit, get a bigger one that's almost the same size, it does the whole process all at one time. So what I do is go ahead and push it in there to set it in the center, and then turn the lathe on, have the lathe speed down, and this gets out a lot of the material inside of it. Hey Billy, we are finishing up the lidded box we started yesterday. But yeah, this just makes quick work of it, and it gets to the bottom of it, so you don't have to use a depth gauge or guess on it. When you're using a Forstner bit like this, always back it all the way back up before you go back in, and because you have to clean it up several times. So you don't want that quill out there all the way, because it'll start to wobble a little bit. And just take a few cranks on it and pull it out, because it will get stuck in there. Let's figure out where the bottom is before we get too carried away. So the bottom is, we want to go right there. So the bottom is, and you can just kind of eyeball it. I guess we're going to go right there to that sleeve. Right? But perfect. And even doing that is like super hot now. That's what I was talking about, like a little bit of wood movement, because it's hot. It gets it hot in there, and which puts moisture into the wood. But works great. All right, let me slide this back out of the way. Tip it over. All right. And then you can come in here and hollow it out. And if you had, used a bigger Forstner bit, it would literally be just a couple of passes up the side, one or two on the bottom to get rid of the point on the Forstner bit, and you would be done with hollowing out the inside. I need to get a little bit of this material out of there, though. All right. Did anybody find out where IsoTunes is from? I swear they're from the UK. No. No. Let's clean this up across here. Everybody getting some shop time since they've been home. Jamie said what? Indiana. Jamie said Indiana. What does that mean? Oh, they're from Indiana? Oh. Yes. Well, somebody needs to give them a call, because they need to hire somebody that knows how to say aluminum. Because when you turn them on, they go, it's some lady, and she's English or Australian, and she says, power on. Yes, Jake. Try and tune him out. Just Hey Hunter, how you doing? Not getting much shop time? Alright, get down in there a little further. How are we doing on time? Got a half an hour. We can definitely get this done in a half an hour. So what I'm doing is putting that right down in there, and you can feel the center. It kind of moves around a little bit, and that's where the hole is. And then just pull it straight over to the side. Just kind of let it find the center, and then pull it over. We got a little bit more we need to take off the side, and I'm running at about 2,500 RPM. Yeah, it is weird working from home. You kind of have to force yourself to go out. Yeah, this thing. That's what I was talking about yesterday too. Is someone who asked me. I think Jamie asked me, or why I like this one so much. It's because I'm literally like this far out over the tool rest, and you can see it's not grabbing or trying to pull it out of my hand or anything. It's a small cutter, but it's still taking a ton of material out. Do I have a video that shows making a candle holder? I have several of them. Most of them are like tea light candle holders, though. They're not. I've never made like a set of candlestick holders, like regular, for tall candles. I've just done the tea light ones. I have a bunch of them. I can't remember. I mean, it's been quite a few years since we did one, but yeah, a bunch of different styles. But I've never done a set of like candlesticks. Hey Scott, how you doing, man? All right. One sec, I just need to see what's going on down in there. All right. There we go. That kind of I know it messes with the camera, but every once in a while I do need to see what I'm doing. Could I do one? Yeah, I could do. Oh, like a video on it? Yeah, I could do it. We're always looking for project ideas. Is that what you were looking for? Was actually just a set of candlesticks? Yes, we finally, I think 6 months later, got all of the dust from the bowling balls out of here. We've been, every time we go anywhere, we run over and grab another bowling ball. There's another one. I have 5 of them laying over there. They are so much fun to turn. I wanted to do what was it? I can't remember what it was. A yellow one. I've seen yellow ones. I want to do a yellow one, a smiley face for a yellow one. They're like, you can get them at garage sales wherever for like $5, and they're a lot of fun to turn. Hey, Paul, how you doing? It's Easy Woodchuck. Maybe you heard of him. Paul, hang on. I have an idea. That's a really good idea, so don't tell anybody else. I see that all of your live streams have been... Am I close enough to the camera? I need to get closer to the camera. Hey, I see that all your live streams are sponsored by your puzzle. Do a toilet paper roll puzzle. Just like throw a bunch of toilet paper rolls down on the floor and take a picture. Make a puzzle out of that. I think people would buy that, especially right now. That's my gift to you for the day. You and Pat were awesome. Awesome job today. All right. Hey Jeff, how are you doing? How is Dallas? You guys doing all right? I love you too, brother. Oh. What? I think it is genius, Paul. Who wouldn't want to put together a 1,000-piece puzzle of toilet paper rolls? Can you at least... Did I really? Wow. I did a video on candlesticks? Huh. I am so old. Okay. Well, there you have it. I did a video and I'm sure it was amazing. How long ago was it? It was probably 2010. Wow. Luckily it didn't say like last year and I already forgot about it. Really? Hang on a sec. Were they walnut? Is a thumbnail, they look like walnut? Because it's all coming back to me now. I think I did do a set. Jeff, don't give up. The next thing I know, I don't want to see any pictures posted on Instagram, you in pajamas, and you've just given up. So, shave, brother. Yeah, yes, Paul. All right. Can you maybe, I don't know. Oh, that is harsh, Jamie. I bet Paul's already got all the toilet paper laid out on the living room floor taking pictures of it. I thought it was a good idea. And what happened overnight, Paul? I do have a question for Paul. Because yesterday you couldn't figure out how to hit the go live button on YouTube, and all of a sudden you and Pat come on this morning and you're some sort of technical wizard, popping stuff up and surveys and streaming other people. Did you call, as soon as you got offline, I think you called Pat and I go, I need help. All right. So I just checked the depth there, right there. Went down there. Did Jeff go to shave? Please go shave, Jeff. Don't give up. We're all in this together. I don't want to see a picture of him in SpongeBob SquarePants pajamas or anything. All right. So let's make sure before we part this thing off that that looks all good. So what I like to do is get it all hollowed out like that, get everything done, and go ahead and sand it. So when I was doing this, I would have probably stopped it at just like 180 or something, and just to make sure when I was completely done with this that it was smooth, and you can see that it's all the same height and everything. But then I will put the lid back on and sand all of it at once. So I'll do that real quick just to show you. What? Yeah, it was. You guys did an awesome job. That was cool. I mean, everything all dialed in. There you go. Probably the Beal buffing system, right? Ouch. That's not good. All right. And yeah, again, I would run through all the grits up to 600. Then yeah, oop, and try not to drop it. He stole my thunder. Oh, it was OBS. Well, did awesome. Yeah, and sand the inside of it around the lip. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right. So sand the inside of it. You can actually do it, with a dowel or something with a slit in it. If you're not comfortable sticking your fingers in there, sand all that up. Just don't sand this lip here. If you want to make it a little bit tighter, like pretty tight, and then sand that just a little bit. But I would even hitting it with 400 is going to reduce the diameter, and the lid isn't going to fit right. So just be really careful when you're cleaning up that area there. You want it to go on there. What I normally do is I will take this in the house, let it sit in there for a day or so, and do its thing and move a little bit. They're all going to move a little bit, and then if it's too tight, I'll just hand sand that just a little bit. But yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and part this off now. And we can do the same thing with this. We can turn it around, make a little jam chuck, use the jaws, hold on to it, and while we clean up the bottom of it. All right. Any more questions? Oh, sorry, I keep talking. I thought I wasn't talking enough before. Now I'm talking too much. I can't win here. Between that and the scroll saw jokes. So when you're doing the box too, you want to make sure that it don't go too far down when you're hollowing it out, because you need a little bit of room there. I'll show you here in a sec once I get it parted off. Because you have to cup out the bottom of it so that it sits flat. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it, sir. A sandpaper fund. Why does everybody not like sanding? I actually enjoy it. I like to get right in there and just get it. What stops at the right point? I'm not sure what he meant. Thank you, Jamie. You guys, I'm going to use that and buy some more scroll saw blades. All right. So, what was the question about stopping at the right point? I'm not sure what he meant. Can you rephrase it? Indexing. what is what's he talking about the indexing? I don't understand. The indexing system on the lathe, is that what the question is? So the on the there's almost most lathes have an indexing system. So there's a little pin inside this one, and there's a wheel, a aluminum wheel on the back of it, and it has holes drilled all the way around them. There on this one it's 48. Some of them have different sizes. I have a plate here that has every combination you could ever imagine. So you put this behind the chuck, and then you screw your chuck on, and you can actually use this. I think this outside line is like, I don't know, 136 or something. So it locks the headstock in place so that when you lock that down in there, nothing is moving. And then you can draw a line to do like basket illusion. And then what you do is you draw a line, you move it over, let's just say 2 spots, lock it down, draw another line. That's how the indexing system works. 24. Yeah, and same thing with that. That's how the indexing system works. And so this one is, let's just say it's 48, and it doesn't matter what you put on it. If you use all 48, the lines are going to be even when you're done. That's how it's working. So it doesn't matter if you go like every fourth one, the lines will be even. If you go every third one, well, I don't know about an odd number. I don't know. I'm not that into it. I've always done, I think, even numbers with the basket illusion, but it might work. I think you might have to do a little bit of math on the doing odd numbers. I'm not sure, but I know the even ones always work out. And it doesn't matter whether you have a box on there or a platter. It's the same thing. So that's how it locks it down, and it just makes lines in it. So if you have 24, let's just say you wanted to do 12 lines and carve those lines, you could actually put it up there. I always take the tool rest up there, lock it down, draw a line, turn it, 4, whatever, draw a line. And then that way, when it's done, they're all evenly spaced apart, and you can carve them or burn them or do whatever you want. That's how that works. So let's, I don't think that's going to work. Let's change. Thank you, Todd. I only cut my finger on it one time. Man, I'm never going to live this down. I need a t-shirt or something with a scroll saw and my bleeding finger on it. Jeff, always go to 11. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but always 11. If you have 11, go to 11. Yes. Spinal Tap. Always go 11. All right, we're going to bring this up here real quick. So, just going to give it a little bit of support. So, a lot of times I will take a piece of wood and use that. It's a little safer, and it's not going to, when you expand these jaws, it's pulling on the wood quite a bit. But this is a pretty nice piece. I left it pretty thick. I just was kind of, just showing you the process. But once you get into and you're doing a thinner box, it's better to do a piece of wood, because this, in order to make it stay in there, you need to open them up quite a bit, and it's putting a lot of pressure out on it. So just be careful. And I always bring I'm not going to crank on it too much, but bring the tailstock up. I have the little pin down in there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's just barely sticking out. Those things go in and out, so you can pull it back because you don't want to pop through the bottom. And when you're cleaning up the bottom of something like this, in the center, the pressure's going straight in, so it's easy to get that cleaned out. But once you start coming out here, it's not lined up right, so it's putting more pressure on the sides of this. So just take light little cuts if you don't have the tailstock up, especially out there. Oh, Jamie's going to make a t-shirt with my bloody finger on it for Team Scroll Saw. Huh. Not cool. Oh, all right. How we doing on time? Got 10 minutes left? All right. Let me get this done. Good night, Julia. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Michael is up next. He's doing one. I'm not sure. He did kind of a shop tour one yesterday. Not sure if he's going to be making anything today, but go check that out. And then Paul's back on here in a couple hours to wrap this thing up. Again, guys, go check out the Arbortech website. They got a bunch of great deals, and I want to thank them for this. All went together in like a week or so. It was just all the woodworking shows were getting canceled, and they go, what can we do to get everybody together now, since we're all locked in our houses? And they put this whole thing together and just emailed and asked if we wanted to join. I said, absolutely. They could name the movie Blood in the Shop, not Blood on the Highway. So if you get the outside of that, it is a little easier to, and then because the pressure's going straight into the center, you can clean up the inside with not much force on the wood. All right. Just like that. And just make sure when you're done, take your tool, piece of steel, something, set it up there. As long as you can see daylight in the center there, you're good to go. Maybe give yourself a little bit of room, because in case there's a little bit of movement. I have made them that are a little too close, and then it moves a little bit and they rock. So give yourself a little bit of. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for inviting us on this show. It was awesome. We had a fantastic time. Let me, hey, Brian, thank you. You guys did an awesome job putting this whole thing together. I'm going to bring the camera back up here real quick. Guys did a fantastic job putting this whole thing together so quickly, and it's just been amazing. Love the community and everybody that joined in on this. It's so much fun. So thank you guys. Seriously, go check out their website. They got a bunch of other companies on there too that have discounts and stuff that are going on right now. And yeah, this has been so much fun. All right, we have a couple of minutes. Let me pull this off of here, and that's pretty much it. I would just sand the bottom of that. Same thing with the oil, sand it all the way up to 600. This one, I was trying to do 1/3 and 1/3, and it's not right because I had to take out that chunk. So normally I would actually have it about right there. So you want it proportioned right. That one's a little odd, just a little odd, but the lid pops, so it's all good. But yeah. That's the whole process on how I make the lidded boxes. Like I was saying before, if you want the grain to line up on them, turn your cylinder and put a tenon on each end, then part off the 1/3. And that way you can grab the lid first and make that, and then grab the body of it. And that way when you put them back together, the grain will line up on it. Like I was saying, it was just this is a fast way to do it, especially if you have a straight grain piece where it really doesn't matter. You just hollow out the lid, flip it around, use that tenon to pop it together. Yeah. All right. Team Scrolls always here. Oh, um, how much time do we have left? 5 minutes? I could sing, but nobody wants that. So how about some questions? I don't do well just talking. I'm not a talker. Why not? Why can't I just ramble on? I can't do it. Jeff, how's everybody there? How's Mama doing? Everybody good? Saw Stacy went and saw her last week or so. Yeah, you guys. I'm not gonna be that guy, but stay home. We need to nip this thing quick so we can get back out there. I don't want to spend the summer in the house. All right. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. Yeah. I could juggle. Hang on. I do. I could grow the beard in 5 minutes. What I could do is the the only problem with the singing is I only know one song, and I think everybody knows what song that is. It's the theme song to Gilligan's Island, and nobody wants to hear that again for the 100th time. I can juggle, actually, which is crazy. Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome, Jeff. Very cool. Well, you guys hang in there. We're just kind of hanging out. I Rob, I don't think that's nice. You're Canadian. You have to be nice. It's a law. they won't give you a citizenship thing without Hunter. Yes. I'm with her. Stay home. Quit messing it up. Yeah. Do I turn in reverse? I have a couple of times. I don't normally. I have a thing on the other side of my lathe where I have my tools and dust collector hooked up, so I don't normally do it. But it's just make sure you lock the pin down, and if anybody's going to do it, there's a little cotter pin or a pin set screw that's in your chuck, or if you're not using a chuck, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's super nice. You can stand next to just turn the lathe in reverse and stand over on the other side, and it's easier to get in there and hollow stuff out. Yep. Well, then I will start right now. Like I said, it's Gilligan's Island, and why I know the entire theme song. And a little known fact, I even know the end of it. Why? I must have watched it a lot. So, yeah, Gilligan's Island. I'm an artist. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale. And juggle and sing. All right. Freebird. I couldn't tell you one line of Freebird. I'm assuming Freebird is one of the lines. Freebird. Look at that. It screwed me up. That's all I know. Uh, yes. I noticed that they haven't closed down like the liquor stores. I think there would be a riot if that happened. It's funny some of the places that are open because it's like supposed to be like essential stuff, and you drive by and the liquor store is open. All right. Nothing. I think they pretty much shut everything down. We are going to be teaching at the end of July in Mark Adams. I haven't heard anything about that being closed. I know that's like to the middle of late summer, so that it might be all good by then. But yeah, everything we had scheduled, AEW, all of it's been shut down. So I am not going to sing Inner Sandman. Little known fact. Here's a little trivia tip. I hate Metallica. I don't even hate Metallica. I just dislike them strongly. I don't even know why. It's because I hate heavy metal. It's annoying. And I thought about singing, doing a Metallica song. It's like, Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. Robin goes, it's a nursery rhyme. Some guy screaming at you? I don't know. Sorry. Didn't mean to blow up all the Metallica fans out there. All two of you. All right, guys. Are we past time? Okay. They over in the chat or in the description of this video is a link to Michael's channel. He's up here in the Northwest with me. Go check him out. I'm not sure what he's doing, but go check it out. Again, thank you so much to Arbortech. You guys are awesome. We will watch till the end of this. Jackman's coming up later, so have a good time, and hopefully there'll be some more of these things. Lots of fun. All right, guys, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, and we will see you later. All right, love you guys. Bye.